Hi there, my name is Rachel Terlop, and I am a PhD candidate at George Mason University, and I am here today to share my poster presentation with you entitled Learning to Encode with Students Communicating Non-Verbally. I'm thrilled to be a part of the 2020 State Fall Convention poster session. So in my session today, I'm going to be talking about four big ideas. The first of which is vocal ableism, and how our society is constructed for people who can speak. I'm going to talk about decoding and encoding, nonverbal reading approach, as well as implications for future practice in the classroom or in therapy sessions. So just a little bit about myself. My name again is Rachel Terlop. I am currently a first grade teacher. I am previously an adjunct professor at Trinity Washington University, PhD candidate at George Mason. I'm an author of a children's book. I'm an innovator. That's like one of my core beliefs is that creation is everything. And so, again, I'm thrilled to be here with you. So, in my classroom, when I was learning to teach reading, one of the common phrases that I would say a lot, or I was taught to say a lot, was say the sounds you hear, stretch the word out so you can hear every sound. And this was an attempt to build phonemic awareness in students. However, this incorporates vocal ableism because this implies that the student is able to speak audibly, that the student can hear me clearly, that the student is fluent in connecting letters to the sound connection, the student can read both capital and lowercase letters, and that the student understands what is being asked to them. And that's where the nonverbal reading approach comes in. The NRA was developed as an intervention to support students in the process of internally decoding words. This way, students are learning to read as well as use their image-based system to support them in communication. With augmentative and alternative communication devices, or AAC, there are typically two types: picture-based communication systems and speech-generating devices. These, however, are not teaching the students to read letter by letter, sound by sound, or write letter by letter and sound by sound. So here's what I'm thinking. Is AAC the only method of communicating for students who are nonverbal? Are educators teaching students beyond the limitations of this AAC device? I was thinking about the physical act of writing and motor skill development. This led to my research in bidirectionality, learning about how students should be learning to read and write at the same time in order for that optimal literacy development to take place. I also was thinking about how if students are communicating with an AAC or speech generating device, oftentimes there are lowered expectations and there's a large difference in student contribution. This does not provide students communicating nonverbally with the same level of education as verbally communicating students. So, if we are teaching our students communicating nonverbally how to connect those letter, symbols, sounds together, what we can do is we can set them up for success and then learning to write. The NRA has shown that students are able to internally decode words and then read them. So why can't we internally decode words and then write them? That is where my thinking and research has led me. So what? The NRA was created for decoding. I'm thinking that this same strategy can be applied during the encoding process and not through AAC. I'm thinking pencil to paper or a different type of tool that allows students to physically make the letter symbols and begin to write. This all goes back to my deep-rooted thought that writing is a right. When we come to school, students are interacting with the environment to write. There's that social culture interaction with students. There's apprenticeship and auditory processing, as well as kineme development, or that physical motor movement. And with the goals of writing being to record and preserve experiences, reflect and explore on thoughts and feelings, and communicating or sharing ideas with others, I'm wondering if picture-based AAC or speech-generating devices meet all of these goals. However, I think nonverbal writing instruction could. So when I'm thinking about how we can make this work, can we use the NRA and then the nonverbal writing approach to let students share their thoughts? Could we use eye tracking? Could we use elbow movement? Could we use foot? Could we put a paintbrush on a helmet? All of these are creative ways to allow students to build their understanding of kinemes, or that physical movement that is attached to the symbols in our written communication. What can we use to teach letter formation with our nonverbal students? A suggestion is to use verbal pathways coined by Fontes and Pinnell, and this can be repeated to self as a form of internal dialogue and facilitate the motor memory of writing. So, thank you so much for all of your time and support today, as I am currently researching how to make my classroom a more inclusive place. If you have questions for or about me, my website is mrsterlop.com, my Twitter is Mrs. Gerlop, and I'm going to college as a lifelong learner to learn about AAC and support all different types of people. This final slide is a list of my references. It is an honor to be researching the same things as these people. So, again, thank you so much for inviting me to the 2020 State Fall Conference poster session. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.